Well, voters in Mississauga made it official last night. Carolyn Parrish is going to be the city's next mayor.
And Parrish's win came after some of the final surveys in the race indicated she could face stiffer competition than expected. Well, now she will become Mississauga's third mayor since 1978.
All right, so Courtney Heels is back in almost the same spot she was just 24 hours ago as we were teeing up the race. Now we know how it's all wrapped up. Courtney, and it was interesting. I was watching the results come in last night, kind of watching our show and kind of watching online. She never really was behind at all. She had a pretty solid lead all the way through and ended up with a pretty healthy margin for victory.
Yeah, and that's interesting, Nick, because, I mean, we were covering polls for weeks and weeks in the lead up to the big by-election there just yesterday, and it looked as though this was going to be a very, very close, very tight race. That really didn't appear to be the case, though. Carolyn Parrish coming out on top. We'll break down some of the numbers for you. By the way, a 25%, roughly 25% voter turnout for the Mississauga, so not great for this by-election. Carolyn Parrish came out with 43,494 votes. That was compared to about 35,000 for Alvin Tedjo, so really not too close there. You can see we're sharing with you now some video. This was where Parrish's family, friends, supporters gathered at the Mississauga Convention Center after the results came in, officially declaring her the winner last night. She thanked the citizens, called this win a victory for the future of the city of Mississauga, also vowed a greater citizen participation when it comes to the budget process, and saying she's going to prioritize sustainable development in the city. Development's a big issue here too. A lot of people, want to know, what is the city going to look like? There's a lot of growth here, and a lot of people who say they want to stay, but they can't afford it. We'll let you hear from Parrish. Here's what she had to say about her focus, her vision going forward here.
I hope the city stops losing residents. We've lost 40,000 since the last census, and mostly young people, because they can't afford the rent and they can't afford to buy. And they grew up here and they want to stay here where their family is. So I'm going to work on that first.
We've seen you take on different roles as MP, as a councillor. How is taking on the role as mayor different?
Well, I've got 13 years experience sitting with a mayor, with two different mayors. And I think it's different in that I'm way more experienced and I understand the role way better than when I started off as an MP.
And Parrish says she's going to take that experience into her new role as the mayor of Mississauga. As for first priority, she said last night she's going to assemble a panel of developers to be her advisors on how to build more housing and faster. You heard from Parrish there, a big concern when it comes to the affordability, the lack of housing, and the concern that people are simply just packing up and leaving Mississauga because they say they can't live here and have a family here. So we'll see what that means. I mean, that's obviously a huge undertaking and not just a priority in Mississauga, I would say in really much of the GTHA. We don't know officially when Parrish will be sworn in. We're in touch with the city of Mississauga. They said last night they're going to firm up those details, find out when this official ceremony will take place. So that's also something else to watch for. Over to you guys.
Okay, plenty of reactions still to come. CP24's Courtney Heels live for us in Mississauga. Thank you.